Halloween is no doubt one of the most anticipated holidays of the year. People get to wear cool costumes, get free candy, and spend time with their families. In the spirit of Halloween, we'll be giving you a list of the 10 best Halloween movies you can watch and kick it with your family and loved ones. But before we get started, kindly hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click on that notification icon so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. With that done, let's get right into the video. Coming in at number 10 today is Murder Party. Murder Party is an American horror comedy film written and directed by Jeremy Saulnier. The movie is about a lonely meter maid, Christopher Hawley, that finds an invitation to a costume party in Brooklyn. Unknown to him, the party in question wasn't just a party after all, but was actually a scheme set by a bunch of deranged art students to create a new masterpiece by killing Christopher. To make things worse, the students weren't so good at being murderers, so things went sideways fast. Some of them died in the early stages, and the person they were trying to impress by throwing this fake party turned out to be after their lives as well. Christopher has to find a way to get out of this bloodbath alive so he can go home to meet his cat and go on with his regular boring life. It features the likes of Chris Sharp, who played Christopher, Sandy Barnett, Macon Blair, and others. Next up, we have Night of the Demons. From the name, you can just tell this is a spooky one. The 1988 supernatural horror movie was written by Joe Augustin and directed by Kevin Tenney. The movie is about Angela Franklin and Suzanne, her best friend, who throw a Halloween party along with 8 guests at an unoccupied funeral home that was rumored to be cursed to play games. They were set to have an amazing time. Unfortunately for them, one of their games summons a demon from the crematorium and possesses Suzanne. The possessed Suzanne forcefully kisses Angela, who then gets possessed too. This led to the night having a huge turnaround, with the guests having to survive to see the sunrise, although some get possessed and others die. The movie stars Amelia Kincaid as Angela, Linnea Quigley as Susan, Kathy Podwell, Hal Havens, Alvin Alexis, and so on. At number 8, we have Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. This 2019 horror movie, directed by Andrew Overettle and produced by Guillermo del Toro, is just the right film for a horror newbie. The movie is a blend of several children's horror stories by Alvin Schwartz. The movie is about 4 teenagers in 1968 who explore a haunted house on Halloween. In the abandoned house, they discover a book of horror stories that the daughter of the former owner of the house wrote, Sarah Bello, who was accused of witchcraft while alive. As the 4 uncover the truth about the author, Sarah, they end up living out these horror tales, some of them meeting horrific ends. It's up to Raymond and Sarah to solve the writer's mystery before they are put into the story. The movie stars the likes of Zoe Colletti, Michael Garza, Austin Zager, Gabriel Rush, and others. Number 7. House of 1000 Corpses. House of 1000 Corpses is a 2003 black comedy horror movie that was written and directed by Rob Zombie in his directional debut that stars Sed Haig, Bill Moseley, Sherry Moon, Chris Hardwick, and many others. The movie is about 4 teenagers who go on a trip to write a book on offbeat roadside attractions. Unfortunately for them, they get kidnapped on Halloween Day by a psychotic and extremely disturbed family who engage in their macabre traditions. The movie is really spooky, featuring lots of gore that gives off an uncomfortable and gory experience for its viewer. Coming in at number 6 is Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat is an anthology horror comedy movie directed and written by Michael Dougherty and stars Dylan Baker, Anna Paquin, Rochelle Aites, Brian Cox, and others. The movie relates 4 tales of horror, all set around Halloween, that features different characters. These characters all engage in their own Halloween traditions, some normal and others involving werewolves and dead bodies and full of gory tricks. The 4 movies all have something in common. Sam, a trick-or-treater. His role is basically to ensure that Halloween night stays fun for everyone, but appears whenever somebody breaks or disobeys a Halloween tradition. Number 5. Terrifier. We are all familiar with scary clowns like Pennywise and Captain Spaulding, but there is another scary clown on the loose appearing in this movie that goes by the name Art the Clown. Although the clown has appeared in different short films and an anthology, Terrifier was the film that gave the character the spotlight. The Terrifier is a Halloween night full of death, torture, and mayhem. Art the Clown, of course, the reason for such a disastrous night was hunting down 3 young women and ending up killing more than just 3 people. Art kills his victims in different ways, shoots some, mutilates some, and even attempts to eat someone's face off and eventually shoots himself when he almost gets caught. What a crazy clown. The movie was written and produced by Damien Leone. It starred the likes of David Howard Thornton, who played Art the Clown, Jenna Cannell, Catherine Corcoran, Michael Levy, Matt McAllister, and others. At number 4, we have 31. 31 is a 2016 horror movie written and produced by Rob Zombie, starring casts like Sherry Moon Zombie, Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, Meg Foster, Jeff Daniel Phillips, Richard Brake, Jen Kerr, E.G. Daly, Juby Geeson, Malcolm McDowell, and others. The movie takes place in 1976 on Halloween, when a group of carnival workers travel through the countryside but are kidnapped by a group of clowns called the Heads. The carnival workers are forced to play a game with these clowns called 31. The game is simple. The carnies will be chased by the clowns through a maze of rooms and are to avoid getting captured for 12 hours. In the event that they get captured, they get tortured and killed. The carnival workers have a horrible night filled with bloodshed, fear, and death. But one of them, Charlie, might just have what it takes to get out alive. That is, if Dune Head, one of the clowns, doesn't capture her first. Number 3. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Halloween 3. Season of the Witch is a 1982 science fiction horror film, and the third part of the Halloween series was written and directed by Tommy Lee Wallace. This was the only part of the series that didn't feature the series' antagonist Michael Myers. The movie is unlike the others in its series. It shows a doctor that investigates a mysterious incident involving a mask, which leads them to the Silver Shamrock Factory, where the Halloween masks are made. After investigating, he figures out that the factory plots an evil plan to sacrifice kids with the combination of 80s technology and witchcraft by selling kids booby-trapped masks designed to go off simultaneously. The movie's plot is creepy and features the death of many characters. The movie stars the likes of Tom Atkins, Stacey Nelkin, Dan O'Herlihy, Michael Curry, Rouse Straight, and many others. Number 2. Hocus Pocus. This is a 1993 fantasy comedy film. Unlike the other ones mentioned earlier, this has a more relaxing and way less scary vibe. The movie is about a trio of witches, the Sanderson sisters, acted by Bette Milder, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy, who a teenage boy accidentally resurrects on October 31, 1993, when he takes his younger sister trick-or-treating. The movie is directed by Kenny Ortega and written by Mick Garris and Neil Cuthbert. This movie increased in sales every Halloween season. The yearly celebration of Halloween has made the film a cult classic. The movie also stars Omri Katz, Thora Birch, Vanessa Shaw, Larry Bagby, and others. And last and definitely not least, coming in at number 1 is the 1978 Halloween movie. The 1978 Halloween movie is the first of its franchise. The independent slasher film was directed by John Carpenter and starred the likes of Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Pleasance, P.J. Souls, Nancy Kyes, and others. For those who haven't seen this movie, it is about a mental patient, Michael Myers, who was taken into a sanitarium for killing his teenage sister on Halloween night when he was just 6 years old. 15 years later, Michael Myers escapes and returns to his hometown. After getting to his hometown, he stalks a babysitter and her friends, while his psychiatrist also chases him. When it comes to Halloween movies, this is one of the best. What are some of your best Halloween movies? Feel free to drop them in the comment section. Thank you for watching this video till the end. See you next time.